Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another video. The game isn't that complicated. I'm gonna tell you what, and when I say game, this don't mean manipulation. It's merely a euphemism, a slang, a term for man gets woman. It's not that complicated. Because you get guys up here, even some dudes call themselves teaching, and they got all this stuff. They say you do this A and then do this B and all of this. Apparently it's not working. Meanwhile, some guy who hasn't seen any of this, probably can't read beyond the 8th grade level, can't pronounce handkerchief, will just meet some women and just talk to them. What is he doing that everybody else isn't doing? All the guys trying to be all complicated like it's an engineering thing, like there's some objective thing, like it's 1, 2, 3 steps. First of all, human beings don't work like that for one simple reason. They just don't. Women don't work like that. Men come closer to that because, we have that logical, rational thing. We come closer. But even that, it don't work that way because we still got our emotional side. And, if it was that simple, if it was just like a science, like I saw some idiot say, it's a science that women want bad boys. Bama, please. She ain't no science. Because see, here's a science. A science works every time. There ain't no exceptions to a science. A science, if you do any scientific experiment that succeeds, all you have to do is do the exact same thing. And you can do it in any language, any place on the planet. That's science. Science is water boils at a certain temperature, water freezes at a certain temperature. When we're talking about human endeavors, it don't work that way. It don't work that way. It don't work. If it did, I wouldn't be discussing this now. Use some common sense. Somebody would have came up with a science and nobody would have a problem. Even if they try to trademark it or something, if anyone came up with a definite science for how to get women, a definite science, everybody would just use it. There wouldn't be any problems. Heck, if men had that, women would have a science too. No, it's an art. It's an art. But even then, it's not a complicated art. It really ain't. Think about something. You meet a woman. She checks you out. Okay. She going by what she likes, if she's feeling something. Obviously, if you approached her, or heck, she approached you, she liked what she saw. If you look back at her, if she approached you, and you like what you saw, okay, boom. That's it. That's nothing complicated. It's something about you she liked. It's something about her you liked. Okay. Very simple. Very simple. It's you either think somebody's physically attractive or you don't. You like somehow they wear their clothes. You either do or you don't. That's not complicated. And that's not a science. That's not a science. Somebody say, well, ain't that a science to say that? No, because the science would be she likes this particular thing on a man. Like that whole thing, you get a bunch of guys talking about, oh, well, if he got that square jaw and everything. Some women don't like that on a man. Some women like a rounder face. Some women like a thinner face. Some women, they don't mind if a guy 5'9". Other women, he got to be like 6'2". If it was a science, it would just be one thing. That's science, not just some random stuff. And even then, let's go back to what I said. You see a woman, you like what she looked like. She like what you like. Okay, that's very simple. It's not complicated. It's just a matter if you see it, it's just a matter that she like you, A or B. Yes or no. Yes or no, rather. If it's a yes, okay, we go further. Then you just talk to her. What, just talk to her? You can't say a magic line or something? Here's the problem with that. If there was a magic word, a line that all women will fall for, no matter who said it, once again, we wouldn't have problems. We wouldn't have problems at all. It's just a matter of, does your personality click with hers? Does her personality click with you? That's really what dates are behind. Usually when two people see each other, even online, Okay, they like how each other look. Okay, you still got to go on a date. You still got to talk. You still got to talk. Then it comes down to, do y'all click? That's simple. That simple. It's not complicated. You know, now some people will say, well, what if I don't click with them? You just don't click. That's it. It's like, oh, okay, the conversation ain't going anywhere. Okay. Because even the most prolific womanizers, they'll tell you, they didn't get every single woman they went out on a date with or had sex with. Anyone say they had is lying. Even if they had sex with multiple women. Anybody who say they've never been rejected, made some mistakes, or even, no matter how skilled they are, they meet some woman who's just not feeling them. That's not complicated. You either click or you don't. You either like how each other look, very simple, and y'all either can have a good conversation, y'all can click, y'all feel like y'all got something in common, or you don't. And then even when you take it to the sex level, you either turned on by her or you're not. She's either turned on by you or she's not. Now some people will say, well, how can I get that woman to have sex with you? Well, first of all, I'm gonna get into all that in a second. Why there's a problem, okay? But let me explain this part first. She either finds you sexually attractive or she don't. You either find her sexually attractive or you don't. That's not complicated. Now, let me say where the complications are coming in. Too many men and women really trying to get somebody to like them when it's just not there. I mean, they can say, okay, like you got women talking about, oh, he gotta have money, he gotta have all of this. Okay, first he gotta find you attractive. I'll tell women that. I've told women this on my women's channel. The man gotta find her attractive. They have to get along in a conversation, and he has to be turned on sexually by her. You know, you can't make him. See, we have too much of a problem. People want to find a way to make somebody like them. You can't do that. You can't do that. There'd be a different world today if you could. Somebody figured out a way to get people to like them. And yeah, I've heard of some books like that. Yeah, get people to like you. You can't. You just gotta be you. Y'all either click or y'all don't. But it's still not complicated. Keep it on the basics. Keep it on the basics. And then, okay, if you're talking about the appearance part, fix your ass up. Fix yourself up. If you're talking about the conversation, work on your social skills. Just have regular conversations. Like I always tell guys, you can't try to have sex with every woman you talk to. But you'd be surprised how much being polite, saying hi, whatever, to women you encounter on a regular basis works. And the sex thing, well, practice. I mean, damn, how you get good at it? Practice. Well, how I get to even that point? Get a girlfriend. I mean, first focus on, look, here's the thing with that too. Focus on first running into a woman who finds you attractive, which means you need to work on your attraction, your physical attraction, okay? You need to work on your physical attraction. You know, hit the gym, develop some style, wash your ass, you know, brush your teeth, let the barber bless you, you know? Work on your social skills, be able to have a conversation with a woman. I'll say without any conceit, any doubt, if me and that woman, even if we can't speak the same language, I can have that conversation with her. Because I'll start pointing to stuff, use some sign language, and not that negative version of sign language either. Whatever the case, do what I gotta do, you know? And then the sex part, that just comes with practice, because if you can get the first two, if a woman finds you physically, this is how deep it is. Deep, but not that complicated, rather. If a woman finds you physically attractive, she finds you physically attractive, and I don't mean just your bone structure, but your overall appearance, all right? Y'all talk, y'all go out, whatever, and y'all have a great conversation. Y'all have a good time. Y'all can laugh. The sex kind of comes. It'll come, all right? And then even with the sex, practice. If you're a man, think in terms of having her satisfying her. Because I've seen some stuff people say, well, we don't have to satisfy a woman. Yeah, double back home one day. Just double back home one day. And if you have a baby, or she has a baby, do a paternity test. All right? Seriously. Satisfying a woman is honestly, I'll say this, somebody can quote me, I will say it directly to anybody. Satisfying a woman is like putting $100 into some investment account and getting 1,000 back in 30 days. How do you beat that? Think about it. Fair exchange is no robbery. And it's funny, some guys who always talking about, well, you gotta pay something, pay us some D. Pay us some good D. God, that's the easiest thing to pay if you gotta pay something. But you getting something back, you getting a return. You getting a return. So, bottom line, game isn't that complicated. It's not some science project or some shit like that. Because let's just be real. Who does it really work for? A lot of guys trying to make it all scientific and logical, getting mad when it don't happen, getting mad when some woman don't like them because they did all this shit. You're making it too hard on yourself. Work on your parents, work on your social skills. Those first two will take you to the third one. And really, even beyond all that, depends on where your environment is, where you're meeting the women. That's still not science. It's like if you go into some place where there's a bunch of women, boom, you got a target-rich environment. So that's all I have for now. I'll get back with y'all later. Peace and blessings.